So we're going back to the last video, picking up right where we left off. We had just figured out our amount of base and the amount of acid. So now we can plug that into the Henderson-Hasselbalch equation. So pH equals pKa plus the log of base over acid. And I know those numbers. So the base, I have 0.240 moles. And for the acid, I have 0.198 moles. I just need a pKa. But there's a little catch here. This is ammonia. I don't have a pKa. I have a pKb, or I have a Kb. But you know how to do this. So if you remember when we were talking about salts, I know that the product of Ka and Kb is Kw, 1.0 times 10 to the 14th. So I'm finding the Ka for NH4 here, NH4 plus. It's 1.0 times 10 to the negative 14th divided by the Kb. And so when you figure out what that actual number is, it is 5.56 times 10 to the negative 10. Sorry, Ka. 5.56 times 10 to the negative 10. And so pKa is just the negative log of that. So negative log of that answer is 9.25. Sorry, 9.26. We'll round up. So then I'm going to come back down here and just plug that right in. So the pH is equal to 9.26 plus the log of 0.240 over 0.198. And I get 9.34. And so there's the pH. Now, that doesn't exactly answer this question because this asked for the pH change. And so this is my new pH. So what was my pH to begin with? Again, that's an easy question. So originally, sorry, couldn't see that. So the original pH is going to be pKa, 9.26, plus the log of base over acid. And when I started this, and I can use molarities or moles for this, doesn't matter. I had a 1 molar base and a 0.75 molar of the conjugate acid, or 0.75. And so just a matter of solving that. 9.26 plus the log of 1 over 0.75. And you get 9.38. So the change in pH, or delta pH, is 9.38 minus 9.34. It's just a measly little 0.04 units of pH. Now, another thing that you can do to make sure that you didn't mess up math somewhere along the way is think about that change. It went from 9.38 to 9.34. The pH decreased. And I was adding an acid, and so it makes sense that the pH decreases. So again, you can just look at things like that and just make sure that things are happening in the direction they seem to be, or that they should be happening, I should say. One more example here. Actually, I may do a couple more. So here's the same problem. Calculate the change in pH when 20 milliliters. This time we have a base is added to the same amount of those solutions. I'm going to cheat a little bit and use the numbers that I had before. But this time I have the base. So the base is going to react with the acid, the weak acid part of this buffer. So that was the NH4. And that's going to give me the weak base plus some water. So 20 milliliters of a 0.5 molar solution, same as we did over here. That's going to be 0.0100 moles of the base. Our NH4 amount was 0.188, and the NH3 amount was 0.250. So again, just doing these same calculations. They were the same numbers, so that's where all of this came from, just to save us a little bit of time. And so this time, when I use up all of this base, I'm also going to be decreasing my amount of acid, but increasing the weak base. Of course, this is going to change too, but it doesn't have any effect. So I'm left with none of the strong base there. I'm left with 0.178 moles of the ammonium ion and 260 moles of the ammonia. So same process. pH equals pKa plus the log of base over acid, and we said our pKa was 9.26 plus the log of 0.260 over 0.178. Which is 0.164. I'm going to add that to 9.26, and I get 9.42. And so our original pH was 9.38. I've added base, it's gone up to 9.42. So another change of about 0.04. So guys, that's all there is really to these kinds of calculations. If you are good with this, then feel free to go ahead and start on the worksheets. If you feel like you need a little more practice or a little more help with this, a few more examples, I'm going to run through these. But again, this is just if you feel like you're not quite there yet. You can always come back and watch them later if you start the work and get stuck. But we'll do another example or two. So it says a buffer contains 0.5 molarity in nitrous acid and 0.8 molarity in sodium nitrite. What's the pH of the buffer? And it gives you the Ka for nitrous acid. So pH is equal to pKa plus the log of base concentration over acid concentration. So for nitrous acid, our pKa is negative log of 7.2 times 10 to the negative 4, which is 3.14. And the log of base over acid, so 0.800 over 0.500. Oops. Is 0.204. So our pH is going to be 3.02. 3, 4 originally. What is the pH of the solution after the addition of 1 gram of sodium hydroxide to 200 milliliters of the buffer? So some conversions here to do. 1 gram of sodium hydroxide. Let's see, sodium is 22.99 and hydrogen 1.01. Oxygen 16, so that's 40.00 grams per mole. So I've got 0.025 moles of hydroxide. And so what's that hydroxide going to react with? It's going to react with the acid because it's a base. So the HNO2 is going to react with the hydroxide, and it's going to give you the nitrite ion and a water molecule. So I know how much of the hydroxide I have, 0.025 moles, but I don't know how much of the acid or the base that I have, so I'm going to have to figure that out. I've got 200 milliliters, and for the acid it's 0.5 moles per liter. So 0.500 molarity times 0.200 liters, again 200 milliliters. I'm going to do this so I don't mess up my decimals. Yes, 0.1. For the base, it was 0.8 molar, which is 0.800 moles per liter. I've got 200 milliliters or 0.2 liters. 0.8 times 0.2 should be 0.16. Yep. And so this is my limiting reactant. So minus 0.025 minus 0.025 plus 0.025 plus 0.025. Notice everything is 1 to 1. I'd have to deal with stoichiometry if it weren't, or the ratios if it weren't. So this is 0.075 moles. 0. This is 0.185 moles and 0.025. So my pH for this one is going to be pKa, which I found out up here was 3.14, plus the log of base over acid. So here's my base, 0.185. Here's my acid, 0.075. So 3.14 plus the log of 0.185 divided by 0.075, 3.53. And so there was a little jump in pH of this one because I added a pretty hefty amount of the hydroxide there. So that's about all the time we have for this video. I hope that this is helpful. I've got some practice problems for you, so work on those. I'll put some answers up so you can kind of see how you're doing, and I'll be glad to go over these with y'all in one of our Zoom meetings if you get stuck on something. So don't forget to check in with me if you need help. I will be talking to you soon.